Hello, people. Coach Simmons here. And pardon me today, my ADHD is kicking in. I was going to make a video, or finalize video, stating on how we can improve HBCU facilities. But right now, what happened, I got distracted. So what we're going to do is look at something that distracted me. You know how many classics HBCUs have? How many classic games we have going around the country? Let's look at them. I'm not going to mention all of them because this is ridiculous. But I think right now is perfect time to strike. Strike and add one. And we're going to have to use a name. A name way bigger than anything Dion has. A name that Dion was shocked and fear of. We're going to use a name that is linked to a HBCU. But first, we got to find out what HBCU that is on SWAC membership history. The SWAC is the third oldest college conference in the country. Behind the Big Ten, Missouri Valley, is the SWAC. It's the third oldest, point blank. So the six schools that met in Houston to form the HBCU conference was Wiley, which is no longer around, I believe. No, still there, sorry. Bishop, Paul Quinn, Sam Houston, Texas College, and Prairie View State, which is now Prairie View A&M. They're the last founding member. I'm a little biased about Samuel Houston, went there. Jackie Robinson was the AD and basketball coach before joining the Brooklyn Dodgers. You know, Sam Houston has stopped playing football, but the city is crazing for football. That's our link to the last trump card we have.
Every game has its heroes. One of them certainly was Robinson.
If I told you the Jackie Robinson story was an Austin, Texas story, would you know what I was talking about? If I told you Jackie Robinson considered an Austin man his father figure, would you know who I was talking about? On this Jackie Robinson Day, our central focus is on Central Texas and Houston-Tillotson University. Back when it was known as Samuel Houston College, the historically black college in Austin had two historical figures on campus between 1944 and 1945. One of them was University President Carl Downs.
Young, vibrant, had a strong voice.
And the other a man with very similar qualities. Newly hired athletic director and basketball coach Jackie Robinson.
I didn't know that Jackie Robinson actually coached here when I took the job here.
Current head coach Thomas Henderson was just as surprised as the rest of us, until he really thought about it.
You're just not coming over here to coach basketball here at Houston-Tillotson University. It's a little bit more than that.
Downs hired Robinson the year before Jackie's baseball career took off, the year after he was discharged from the military for refusing to sit in the back of a bus.
You see that he's at Fort Hood, and then you see that he's in the Negro Leagues, and there is a big gap. And the big gap is Houston-Tillotson University.
Records of his one season in Austin hardly exist.
I don't have those details.
The memories are hit or miss.
They didn't write a whole lot of things down.
But we know what happened. In fact, Robinson confirmed it in his autobiography.
There was very little money involved,
But I knew that Carl would have done anything for me.
so I couldn't turn him down.
Danielle McGee is the university's archivist.
All right, so these are some photos.
And she says the Jackie Robinson you know today is the Jackie Robinson who was groomed in Austin.
With his demeanor, his attitude, his athletic abilities, all of those things, I do kind of attribute some of those things back to Dr. Downs.
Dr. Downs saw right where he was at. He picked him up, and he allowed him to be better than what he ever thought he could be.
The rest, as they say, is history. History that would be incomplete without the story of a season in Central Texas. At Houston-Tillotson University, I'm Jake Garcia.
Like I said, Houston-Tillotson College does not play football anymore. But we have sort of adopted a home team for Texas, for Austin. It will be Prairie View A&M. I was thinking How about a Jackie Robinson Classic? Over here at the new stadium, Austin FC is their home team for soccer team we have. But the city owns this stadium. And before you go saying, well, the money will be an issue, Austin spent $225 million for this stadium and will probably make that money back within the weekend of October 1st through the 3rd for ACL. It's just point blank period. That's just what's going to happen. Having a game here, I think will re-energize the African American community in Austin. Because, like I said, Houston-Tillotson is our only HBCU. It's actually the oldest college in the city, older than UT, but it doesn't get enough recognition. By bringing a light from HBCUs, from the SWAC, let's say SWAC versus Prairie View versus Langston, I think it will bring a shine back to what we missing here. So what do you think? Jackie Robinson Classic? Austin, Texas? Money wouldn't be a problem. Neither would the venue. Give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think.